Well, let's say that you're over 40 years old and you live in New York City or you live in upstate New York, somewhere in New York, and you're wondering, God, how am I going to make ends meet? And what the heck am I going to do? Well, the most logical thing people do is they go to Google, right? Okay, let's go to Google and say, I'm looking for grants to pay my bills for people over 40 in New York State, okay? Here's what you get. 128,000 websites, okay? And they're all .com, not all of them, but boy, you start out, here's a .com here, here's a .com. Now, why do I say .com is bad? Because .coms are the ones in Google who have to get money from you. They go to Google in order to get money from people who go to Google. So they're selling you something because they have to pay Google to find you. This is how Google becomes a billionaire, or whatever the hell they're worth. Probably a trillion by now. Okay, so that's what happens. So 128,000. What are your options? Well, there's an interesting option right now is chat.openai.com or any of those other AIs, Bard at Google, and Microsoft has one. So in there, and I'll put this link in the description so you could see this report that I got from ChatGPT. And it's free. There's a free version, there's a price version, but you learn enough from the free version. Here's what I put in here. You are a personal finance consultant. This is what they say, reading about how to use AI. It says, make it sound like, give them a point of reference. So I say, okay, Mr. AI, whatever you call yourself, you're a personal financial consultant and would like to give me a list of 25 grants to help pay my living expenses from government offices and nonprofit organizations that can be used by someone who is over 40 years old. Make sure you include websites and make it for people living in New York State. Okay, now you're probably asking, why did I say government offices and nonprofit organizations? Because they're the two organizations that really give you free money and never ask you for any pennies. That's why that's so wonderful to be able to say. You can't say that in Google. So you're going to get 128 million people of everybody, and maybe there's like 0.5% are these people. But you could go to AI and just find those people. Okay, and I said start with 25. Okay, and they got 25 here. Okay, here's a list of programs and grants in New York State that can assist individuals over 40 years old with living expenses, including houses, utilities, food, and health assistance. Okay, so there's only 25 there. Okay, access to home. And here's the website here for people with low income or people with disabilities has that. Okay, here's another one, mobile home manufacturers replacement. This is a program that replaces mobile homes for restore. This is for seniors for address emergencies. Okay, local home programs expands affordable housing, including rehabilitation and down payment assistance. See, these are all real programs. Okay, for you could take advantage of. That's what I think is so wonderful about AI. When you go to Google to do this, you can't find something this simple that is so good. Now, this doesn't have everything, right? So what you have to find is more than this. Okay, now I'm also going to put in the description below is a report here on the best starting places for finding personal grants in any state at any age. So you go through this list. Like here, the number one is for personal debt and pay your bills. You call these people. I have the link right there, and then you'll see the one for your website, for your state, and there are people to call. That's how you really find out what's available, is by calling and talking to these experts. So you go there. They have one for homes, one for paying rent, mortgage, utilities, one for job training, one for health care, dental care, one for financial problems, one for veterans and veterans' families. All these are free consultants that will help you look for money and any kind of help you need to get out of financial trouble and never charge you a penny. Now that is really cool, but you can't find them in Google, man. So please, please, please don't use Google. That's what we're trying to teach people at letsgohelp.com. And we've been so successful at it. We've only been at it for about 2 years. We're giving money back to people. We give about half our income that comes in, goes back as grants to individuals. It's $75,000 every month. Yeah, and that's over 3,000 people now that we've given grants back to. These are all members. And members help each other too. Members are now helping members, not only me and my staff and things like that, the researchers, but members, because they know, they've been on the ground floor getting this stuff, and they're more in your situation. That's why I love them helping them. And it's a real community where people take care of each other and help each other 24/7. That's all I'm going to do for the rest of my life.